Welcome to Law Days and Lattes, the podcast where we blend the world of law and business with a warm cup of information and common sense. I'm your host, Sidney, attorney, real estate investor, and business owner. Each week, we'll be your go-to source for legal insights, business advice, and so much more. Whether you're a seasoned professional, an ambitious entrepreneur, or simply someone seeking guidance, we'll have you covered. From navigating the legal landscape to empowering you with valuable business strategies, we'll explore the legal side of life and enjoy a virtual latte along the way. So, grab your favorite latte, get comfortable, and let's dive into Law Days and Lattes. Welcome back to Law Days and Lattes, the podcast where legal know-how meets real life. I'm your host, Sidney Whelan of the Whelan Law Firm in Moberly, Missouri. This episode was inspired by recent national events, military parades, civil unrest, political tension, and public protests, particularly the recent No King's Day nationwide protests. I want to shift the focus, not just to what's happening out there in the world, but what's happening right here in our own communities. I want to reflect on how, despite chaos at the top, everyday people can and must focus on improving life where we are. Yes, there's a lot going on. Parades, protests, political noise, and painful reminders of injustice. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, discouraged, or even disconnected. But today, I want to ask a different question, one that's been sitting with me lately. What are we doing, individually and locally, to make life better? So first, let me just say, it's not about who leads, it's about how we live. We spend so much time debating who's running the country, who's sitting in office, or who failed to show up with the right speech or the right solution. But let me ask you, when's the last time we checked in on our own neighborhood? When was the last time we volunteered for a local cause, or donated to the food pantry, supported a small business, or simply showed up to a school board meeting? Our communities aren't changed by executive orders. They're changed by consistent local action. Many of us live in small-town America. Every community organization that I am aware of needs more good people to step up. Every organization needs leaders to sit on their boards, to help make decisions, and to decide how to use their organizations to serve their communities. If you have some of those skills, whether it be business skills or communication skills, why not attend some of these board meetings to find out what they do, and if something like that would be a good fit for you? And while we're talking about it, those same organizations need more volunteers for everything. Use the knowledge and skills that you do have to help. Maybe you are not the person to organize a big fundraiser, but maybe you could offer to work on the setup crew or the cleanup crew. Or maybe you could offer to fold some newsletters or make coffee or sandwiches. This leads to my next point. Have you considered running for a local public office? Every community needs effective and competent leadership. Yes, running for a political office requires a commitment to serve and time and effort to conduct a campaign to seek election. But I am convinced that leadership begins in our own backyards. And if we have the ability and opportunity, more of us should step up to the plate. Without effective leadership, we see communication breakdowns, financial inefficiencies, and public distrust of our government. As a person who supports and promotes political involvement, I can tell you that we need more qualified candidates to step up at the local level. Your local government office holders are the ones in the trenches. They are our neighbors, our local business owners. They are the ones who understand the needs of our local residents, and they are the ones who can build relationships with others at the state and federal level to get things done that need to be done for our local communities. Point 2. Small acts have a big impact. You don't need a law degree or a political platform to make a difference. Here are some simple, meaningful ways we all can build stronger communities right now. Mentor a young person. Show up to local government meetings. Clean up a park or a common space. Host a conversation about legal literacy. Yes, even over a cup of coffee. Help someone navigate healthcare or estate planning resources. Advocate for fairness, access, and dignity, one conversation at a time. Change happens when regular people decide not to look the other way. So, what does the law have to do with this anyway? You know, I can't have a podcast episode without bringing in the legal side. Well, here's the truth. Legal empowerment is a community tool. So, maybe you could assist with some of these measures as well. Do people in your town understand their rights? Can they afford a will? Do they know how to protect their kids if something happens to them? Do they know how to handle a landlord-tenant issue? Do they know who to call if there is a safety issue? At the Whelan Law Firm, we can help, not just through our work, but by building bridges between people and the systems that serve them. So, for your final sip of latte today, let me give you this one piece of advice. Start where you are. You don't have to fix the world. You don't have to have a perfect plan. But you can do something. And maybe it's time we all did. So, here's your challenge this week. Do one thing to make your community better. Even if it's just reaching out to someone who's been left out of the conversation. Because the future isn't just written in Washington, D.C. or in Jefferson City. It's written in the small towns, the church halls, at the kitchen tables, and main streets where real people live. Thanks for sharing a cup of coffee and a moment of reflection with me today on Law Days and Lattes. Let's be the kind of people who don't just wait for leadership. We become it. So, if you like this episode, share it on social media and share it personally with someone who believes in building better communities from the ground up. Until next time, my friends, stay smart, stay grounded, and stay involved. Have a great week.
This podcast episode contains general information for discussion purposes only. Each case is different and must be judged on its own merits. Missouri rules generally prohibit lawyers from advertising that they specialize in particular areas of the law. This show should not be construed to suggest such specialization. Nothing on this show should be taken as legal advice for any individual case or situation. This information is not intended to create an attorney-client relationship, and the listening or viewing of this podcast does not constitute an attorney-client relationship. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.